Okay, so we've been quite successful at using this recursion to find reachable stations and trains we can take and all that. So one of the other questions we looked at for graphs was this mentoring graph.
Mentoring as in?
We said that one student can help another student in a subject.
Right. Yeah. If it is between 10 and 20, right?
Yeah, if they have 10 marks, between 10 and 20 marks more.
Both inclusive, yeah. 10 and 20.
And we were trying to find these groups which could work in study groups.
Study groups. So we say that A can mentor B
in maths and then B can mentor C.
Mentor C in physics.
Yeah.
And C again A in chemistry or something. Yeah.
So these would be
cycles. It kind of gave cycles.
So now, do you think we could try and use this idea of exploring this graph? See, last time we were trying to find these cycles.
Makes sense because if you noticed what we did over there, we marked something as seen.
Yeah.
So we came back.
That's really a cycle.
Came to a node. It's a cycle, no?
That's a cycle, yeah.
If you start with a node, mark it seen, and then you go around and you come back to the same node, see a seen node. Actually made a cycle.
Made a cycle, right?
And we're looking for cycles.
Yeah, so we can actually use that property maybe.
But the only problem here, I see, is that there's no, there was a graph, natural graph. Because the stations told you which trains to go on to. The trains told you which stations they're getting off at. So the kind of the linkage between train and station train gave us a graph.
So here we have
the graph has to be made, no?
Yeah, we'll have to build this graph. So basically what we'll have to do is we'll have to know.
We don't have to make, no? We'll see. Let us see.
Okay.
I mean, it'll make, probably graph will get made, right?
Yeah. As we go along. Yeah, but then we'll have to keep checking these mentorship things, right? So that's what we were.
It's painful.
Yeah. So everybody will have to keep checking for everybody else whether you can mentor or not.
Is there a way to make it simpler, this checking of mentorship thing, instead of just searching all the cards? So that sorted it or something.
Yeah, so you know that you can mentor a student in, say, in one subject if that student is below by 10 to 20 marks, but you also know that you can't come back. Because that lower student can't mentor the higher student. So once you have gone past a particular student, none of the students beyond that can mentor the earlier students. So if we could arrange the students,
sort it,
then we can kind of, also we can look ahead and see who all are the mentoring guys.
So shall you arrange it?
Yeah.
So you're not, I mean, this is a subset of the cards.
Yeah, we've taken just some 10 cards here out of the 30.
Some 10 random cards you've taken. So arrange it by?
For each subject we want to know whether the mentors. So we want to arrange it in decreasing order, we need to make different arrangements, right?
So we saw that, right? So we're making 3 lists.
3 lists out of this.
And we'll keep the index.
And we'll need the marks also because we'll need to know how much they are. So we'll keep a pair, the index.
So I think this is sorted by maths, if I remember, right? So this seems to be already sorted by maths.
Yeah. So let's write. Yeah. So let's write on this thing.
So this maths. So maths list has 8, 74.
Okay.
29, 72.
Okay.
13, 65.
Okay.
9, 63.
Okay.
1, 62. Okay. 17, 62. 2, 57. 12, 52. 24, 44.
One second.
Going to 12. 12, 52.
Yeah.
24, 44.
Okay.
3, 42.
Okay. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10 cards.
Okay. So now we have to do the same thing with each subject. So we'll have to.
To physics, but physics is not sorted. So
we'll have to now sort it.
Okay. So decreasing order, no?
Yeah, decreasing order.
Okay.
81 comes above.
This is insertion sort. Huh?
Yeah. No, it's on top of this. 81, 73, 54 is here. 64 is there. 72 is here. 53 comes above 51. Okay.
So this is chemistry.
Oh, that's chemistry. That's right. So let's just check. 88, 81, 73, 72, 66, 64, 54, 64, 54, 53, 45.
Okay. So we again note down the
So we will note
index numbers.
Yeah. So this is now physics marks.
Physics
so
988.
Okay.
1781.
Yeah.
1373.
Okay.
2472. 2966.
Okay.
1264.
Yeah.
864.
Yeah.
254. 353. You got 10? Just check once again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Huh? I missed one. Okay, let's check. 988,
988,
1781, 1373,
1373,
2472, 2966,
1264,
864,
864,
254. Yeah,
353,
yeah. Oh, there's one last one. Oh,
145.
watching the last one. Okay, and then we have to do the same thing for chemistry.
Let's do the chemistry, so let's sort it. 73, 89, 88, 81, 64, 51, 77,
Here.
78, 91.
91, right one.
Okay, good. So sorted. Let's take it out. 91, 89, 81, 78, 77, 73, 67. Okay. As expected. 71, 67, 58, 50. All right, this is sorted.
Yeah.
So 191,
Okay.
1389,
Okay.
2981, 378, 277, 973,
1 second. Yeah.
1271,
Yeah.
1767, 2458, and 851.
Okay.
What 10?
So now we have 10. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we have this information. So what we want to do is start first by drawing this graph, right? So we want to construct this graph out of this information.
We'll do it as we go along.
Yeah.
We'll start
Or-
doing a depth
yeah.
first search.
So let's start doing a depth first search.
We'll start with 874. Why not?
Yeah, why not? So we start with 8.
874.
So we just want to know 8,
I'll
right?
put this
Card
in-
number 8.
I'll put this thing in increasing order of cards now because it's easier to index search now that way.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
correct.
1, 3, 2, 9, 8, 12, 13, 24,
13 should come up.
13, 29. Okay. So this is in index order.
Okay.
So find 8. 8 and
Yeah, so no, so we'll just start with 8, right? So we start with 8, card number 8,
card number 8. Yeah.
right? So 8 is our first node in our graph.
8 is the first
So
one
now we
graph.
need to know who all they can mentor in maths. Right?
So for that we have to look at that
yeah,
list.
so anybody between 64 and 54.
So go
So
down
that
this
is, so 65 is too high. So it has to be 63, 62, so this up to 54. So these 4 people.
Okay. So that is
Right.
9.
So I'll just,
You draw the.
so I'll draw the arcs. So
labeled M, right?
yeah, so these are all labeled M arcs. So this can mentor in maths number 9, number 1.
So strictly speaking, if you're doing DFS, right?
Yeah.
You should stop at this point and start 9.
Yes,
So let us do that.
let's do that. Okay. So we'll go to 9 and see who can 9 mentor.
So you have to keep track that we're here.
Yeah. So
Just keep track that we're there,
yeah. So we are here.
right?
Yeah.
And we'll
We'll-
start.
yeah. So
because
now-
that first we start searching 9 now.
Yeah.
So
So
before
9, should we look at
We should not look at maths.
because
maths
we
is
want
seen.
we want to cycle, and maths we don't have any interest in maths.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will go to
So we mark maths as
yeah.
seen or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, something we mark it.
Yeah.
So, saying that maths we have seen. So we now want to see only.
Yeah. So I'll put an M here saying that.
You're carrying them. Huh?
No, I'm saying that M here is I've seen maths. I don't.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So we are
So
at
now-
9. You've seen maths.
Yeah. So let's say look at physics.
We can say first we'll start with physics, then we'll go to chemistry in that order.
So physics, so 88.
So physics 88.
So we want to look at somebody who's 10 marks below. The first one who's 10 marks below is 13.
Okay. So we should
Right.
just go straight to 13.
Yeah, so we'll go straight to 13.
Right. This is DFS, right?
Yeah. And then here we'll put
Again,
right.
you have
we'll
both
just
seen
write-
maths and physics.
Yeah. And physics, yeah.
Carry
So,
both.
Yeah.
Better. MP you put. You've
So
seen
now
both.
I have to see chemistry.
Now
Yeah.
you have to see only chemistry.
Yeah. So this is 13. So 89. So 88. Sorry, 79. So 3 is there. So that's my next one.
3. So let's go to card 3. We go to card 3. So we're building the graph as we go along. 3.
Yeah, but now what should I put here? because I've seen maths, physics, chemistry, but I haven't seen a cycle. But maybe I should drop the maths and say, let me look for a physics, chemistry cycle.
No, at this point, you have seen maths, physics, chemistry, and you have to see whether this guy can start 78, and whether he can get back to.
Okay.
That's what you have to do now.
Okay.
So 378. Let's see where we go. Chemistry.
378 in chemistry.
Oh, we already done chemistry.
That's what. So now we
so
can't.
all 3 are.
Yeah.
So everything is seen.
Yeah.
And you have not got a cycle.
Not got a cycle.
So go back.
Yeah. So go back and see from 13 whether.
Go back to 13.
Yeah. So 13 we were looking at.
Go back to 13.
We are looking at chemistry. So next one is 2. Right.
Next one is 2 in chemistry.
And again, we have finished. I mean, so it's not. We haven't seen a cycle.
Unless you come back to 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So neither 8 or 9 is there.
Yeah, 89. So next is 9. That's within 16 marks.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
All right, very good.
So here we found one cycle, right?
So 9. Okay, 9. What happened in 9? 9 chemistry.
Yeah. So from 13.
Chemistry brought you back to 9.
Brought me back to 9 because this is a difference of 16 marks.
Oh, we got a cycle.
So we got a cycle.
Okay. So we note down the cycle.
So we note down the cycle. Right. So we note down the cycle saying 9.
Crazy stuff. We can find all the cycles like this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try. Let's try a little bit more. Let's search a little bit more.
Yeah.
We are done with 13.
We're done with 13.
Now we come back to 9.
Come back to 9. And we say from 9 instead of, we don't look there. Do we have to look there?
We don't have to.
Because we know that 9 is here. So now we have seen 9 in physics. So we look at 9 in chemistry now. We could find a maths, chemistry, physics cycle.
Okay. So we have seen maths. Maths. We looked at physics.
Yeah. So now
we have to come back to 9 and look at chemistry.
Yeah. So now we look at chemistry edges out of 9. So chemistry.
This is enough. Looks like. All right.
Yeah, so 73. So we have to go to 63. So this 67 here. So 24 and 8.
24 and 8.
Okay. So 24 is here. That's a new thing.
Okay. Again, that is enough. I think.
That's enough. So now we have at 24 we have
so
seen
I don't
maths.
need these cards. Very
yeah,
nice.
I think the cards we don't need anymore.
So just captured it. All right.
Yeah.
Super.
So 24 has got. We have reached with maths and chemistry. So we need to look at physics edges from 24. Right. So we go to 24 here. Look for physics edges. So it's 72. So 62. So that's 2, which is a new node. So we are going to stop. Actually, we have a 2 here. So I should just draw it like this.
Okay.
So this is physics. And 72. So we can go up to 52. So one more edge, 3. So this is also there. But there's no cycle.
There is no cycle. So 24 is done.
24 is done. So this was from 9, right? So we're looking at 9 chemistry.
9 we did physics. 9 we did chemistry.
Yeah. So 9.
Maths
So
is done.
no. So we did 9. No, we have one more I think. So 73. So we can go down up to 53.
Yeah.
58. No, this is 51. So I can't come back here. Okay. So 9 is done.
9 is done. 9 both physics and chemistry are done. You can't do maths because maths is over. So we are finished with 9.
Yeah.
So we go back to
8. And now we look at 8's next.
8's next.
Which is 1. So I'll put 1 here.
Yeah, here. Okay.
So now 1 we again start with physics. So I'll mark a maths here. So 1 is right down. So 1 can't mentor anybody in physics. So that's dead. Then we can do 1 chemistry. So 1 is chemistry is high. So in chemistry, 1 can mentor 29.
81 to 71.
29.
29.
So now, yeah, so 29. So we have now
many
maths,
possibilities.
Chemistry. So now we go back. Now we want to look for 29 for physics.
We have finished maths. We finished chemistry. Only physics is left.
Yeah. So 29 physics has 66 marks. So 56 onward. So 2 is a possibility.
56 onward till 46.
Yeah.
So we have two possibilities here. Okay.
So 2, and but that's another node. So we stop there. And 3 So they can all mentor 3 and 2.
Again another note, so stop there.
Yeah. So 29 is done.
29 is done. Okay.
So we started at 1, we had 29.
We have done 29 chemistry, we have not done 29 physics. No, we have done physics, we have done chemistry, physics. But you can come back here, 29, and instead of maths, this was chemistry, right?
Yeah, correct.
You didn't mark it.
All right. So we have to look at physics only.
Come back to 1.
Yeah, and look at the next chemistry.
Physics.
Next chemistry.
Oh, next chemistry is still there.
Yeah, so 91, 81, 78. So we can go up to 71. So there are a lot of people. These 5 guys are there. So 3 is there. So that is also now along.
But you can continue there.
Yeah, and now I can continue because I'm not reaching it after 3 hops.
Yeah.
So I can now come to chemistry here, and I can ask whether 3 can do anything in physics.
Physics.
But 3 can't do anything in physics.
Okay.
So we're done.
So we are done. So come back.
Come back. So
Come
now
back to 1.
Come back to 1, and now we look for
Next in chemistry.
2.
2.
So now we
Come here. Again, there is possibility to proceed beyond 2.
yeah. So this is again chemistry.
So 2 is physics.
So 2 in physics again
54,
54.
nothing
Nothing
can
can
be
be done.
So 2 is closed.
2 is closed. So we come back to 73 9. So now we have from here we have a an edge going backwards on chemistry.
Okay.
Right.
So
But from 9 we have already seen all the physics edges.
we have seen all the physics edges. So there is no edge.
So
No,
there's
no
no,
edge.
we don't have to do any work. And then we come to
we come back to
1, and the last one is 12. So
12.
this is a new node which we have not seen before. So we have a chemistry edge to 12. Now we have to look at physics edges from 12. But 12 is 71, so 61. So 12 can go to 24
That's all.
and 8.
Okay, and 71 just about.
Yeah.
24 and 8. Okay.
Yeah, so I can come from here.
24 is here.
Yeah, so let me draw it in blue just to be. So this is a physics edge. And 8.
So maths, chemistry, physics, no loop.
Yeah, but here we have a physics edge to 8.
No 8. So new loop.
No, 8 is where we started.
Oh, we came back.
Yeah.
Excellent. Wow. Oh, that's nice.
So now we have
So
found
maths
that
8 to 1 maths,
1 to 12
1 to 12 chemistry,
and
12 to 8 physics.
Yes.
Really cool.
So 8.
No, this that first search is a
Yeah.
crazy thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. So 1 to 12 chemistry and 12 to 8 physics.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah. But this thing will make sure that we get everything, huh?
Yeah.
Search for everything. It's just systematically.
Yeah. It's looking for every possible thing, and then wherever we see a
Systematically.
cycle, we'll spot it. So like we can continue doing this if we wanted. So we will draw 17 and so on. So the next one would have been 17 here, which is new, I think. Then we'd have to look at
17 maths.
17 via maths. So then, of course, we'll have to go back to 8 and look at physics and chemistry also. So that will be a whole new set of things.
Yeah.
But from 17, if we look at physics, then 81. So it has up to 61, right? 71 to 61. So
71.
there are these 3 guys.
Yeah.
29.
12 and 8.
So this is physics. Oops. But we have not seen
Chemistry first,
chemistry edges from 29. Are there? Yeah, we should look at 29 chemistry edges. Yeah. So
From 71 to 60, 71 to 61. So all of these guys, 71 to 61.
okay, so 12 is 1. So this is a chemistry edge.
And then 67.
So it's right here is a small cycle here. So 17 itself.
17 to 29 to 70.
Yeah. 17 to 29 on physics and back on chemistry. Okay.
That's it, no? 71 to 61. That's it.
29, 71 to 61. Only 2? Yeah.
So we are done with 29 chemistry we explored.
Yeah.
So
From 17 we were looking at physics. So 17
with chemistry you have to try.
So no, 17, 29, no, there's 2 more. So
Oh, there
12.
are more. Okay, 12.
So 12 is again a physics edge here.
Okay.
So So from 12 we have not done chemistry, but 1271 to 24 is there on chemistry, right? 1271.
24 and 8, both of these.
24 and 8. So 24.
We've seen 24, yeah.
Okay. But look at this, we've got another cycle coming back. So there's another study cycle involving 8, it looks like.
Which is
8, 17,
12.
Yeah. So we have 8 goes on maths to 17, goes on physics to 12, and comes back on chemistry to 8. So 12 and 8 can pair up with either 1 or with 17.
Ah, nice. You go on like this. I mean,
Yes.
we don't have to, I think,
Yeah.
finish it, but I think the general idea is very nice.
Yeah.
Now, if you are trying to call it, it's a procedure, right? It's a recursive procedure.
Yeah.
What are we doing? I mean, what is the procedure?
So we are at the top, we are doing this depth first search on the nodes,
It's called a DFS. Huh?
DFS, and we are, but
Because
we are
here
also,
the graph is not there. It's finding the graph.
yeah, it's finding the graph as we go along,
And
it's
also
also,
finding.
every time we see a cycle, instead of just saying I've stop, I also read
But
off
we are
that.
carrying the, also in the DFS we are carrying the things we have seen.
Yeah, so we have to actually keep track of that path to this current node, right?
So should we write it? I mean, let's try writing it. So what does it look like? We are calling DFS, let's call it DFS only, simply.
Yeah.
So we call DFS with a node, with a
Yeah.
card index, right? Card ID.
Yeah, so when we come in, we are keeping track of two things, right? We are keeping track of which, so we are never looking at paths which are more than 3 long, first of all.
That because we are keeping, if you pass the
The three
MPC, M, P and C, and the minute you
Yeah.
see MPC,
Yeah,
you can return.
yeah. So we are keeping track of the last 2 nodes we have seen
Last two,
and the last
whether
2
we have
subjects
seen
and the
last
2 subjects.
subjects you have seen.
Yeah, so we can sort of think of it as, so one way of thinking
Why do we
of
need
it.
to keep track of the nodes? Because if we mark it as seen,
Yeah. Well, seen.
we have to mark it as seen because we will go back to that node. No?
Yeah.
So if you keep a scene like we did earlier
Yeah.
and put the node numbers,
Okay, so let's do that. So we put a C.
and you carry in that recursion, when you are doing the recursion, you carry the MPC string, let us say.
Okay.
You carry 3 letters, when you can carry M or you can carry empty, initially it will carry with empty,
Yeah. So I start DFS at 8
with empty,
with nothing.
with nothing.
Right. I'll just put a blank.
blank, okay.
Okay. So now
8 called 9,
8 called 9.
DFS 9 with M,
Having seen M. So now I can only do P and C.
P and C.
So then
9 called
13 with
13 with P. So now you have both M and P in it. So DFS called 13 with M and P.
yeah, and then 13 called 2 and then we stopped.
13 was found 9 actually, and then it found a loop.
Okay. So
So it saw, we should put scene, you have to enter scene.
yeah.
So you saw 8, you put 8.
Yeah. So 8 I should have put here.
8,
Then 9.
9,
Then 13.
So it called DFS, when it called DFS 8, 8 is scene.
8 is C.
So that's a loop, so it printed the loop.
8 or
13.
9? 9.
9, 9.
Sorry. Yeah.
It saw
So
9.
it called. So it saw 9 with MPC.
MPC.
And since 9 is seen, we saw a loop. And so we go back, I suppose we can go back and figure out
Yeah.
what's on that loop. And then it also, so at this point, so maybe we should also maybe,
Make lists of loops.
yeah, yeah. So we could have gone back and seen that that was a physics edge and this was a chemistry edge. So this,
Yeah.
so we could record this. Now we go back to 13 and its other things it saw was 2 and 3 with chemistry. But there, because they were different and we have run out of, anytime we reach a node
Which has PMC.
which all 3 letters are there,
Nothing to do.
we can't proceed, so we will just stop.
Came back 13.
13,
Nothing to do. Came back to 9.
9. So now 9 we were looking to see if there are any more physics edges, and I
Physics
think
nothing to
nothing
do.
was
Physics
there.
over. So next.
So now we go to chemistry, right? So then we said 24.
So you called 9.
So from 9 we called 24 with M and C. And then from 24 we called with M and C, and with now we can only call with P, and we ended up again at 2.
Which again is
So
all MPC seen.
yeah.
No loop.
Yeah.
So came out.
Yeah. And
So like this, you are creating a again you are creating a tree,
yeah,
a spanning tree of this graph.
yeah,
It's like a very complicated graph. Tree looks much easier to understand.
yeah.
No? Hmm.
And then we go back and so on. And every time we see a loop, we split it out. So this is our tree. So technically this, because we are keeping the sequence, this 3 with MPC is different from the 3 with MCP.
MCP.
So, yeah.
But yeah, so again, but only I think the key thing, the interesting thing over here is that in this there was no natural graph to start.
Yes, we were building the graph.
Building the graph as we went along.
Yeah,
In
and
fact,
to-
actually we don't need to build.
Yeah, and to build the graph, we actually to do it
this.
efficiently. We use this
Sorted list.
so that we could quickly find out who the neighbors are, because it's kind of implicit. The graph is not actually part of our. Yeah, so it's not that like the trains, as you said, the trains and the stations, they list the neighbors directly. Here we have to figure out the neighbors by looking at the marks thing, and then instead of going back each time and looking up, say otherwise every time we pick up a card, we have to go through all the cards and find out who all are 10 marks away or 20 marks away.
Yeah.
So once and for all, if we arrange it in sorted order, we can find that out by quickly looking up this.